Welcome back, everybody, to Bio 2022 here in San Diego. I'm Greg Slobodkin, Editor-in-Chief of ScienceBoard.net, and I have the honor of being here with Peter Llewellyn-Davies, CEO of invIOs. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you, Greg.
Now, I just want to remind our audience that invIOs is an Austrian company. It's an Austrian biotech company, and you are president of Biotech Austria. So could you, just as a starting point, tell us a little bit about the biotech community in Austria and what it's like to be a part of that community?
Sure. Well, biotech in Austria goes back a long way and a long time. And let's not forget there are 70,000 students each year being educated in life science, and there's a lot of money for life science funding. And there are a few hundred biotech companies, and the amount is growing. So we founded this association last year to accommodate the needs of the companies.
Very good, very good. And so transitioning to invIOs, I mean, your focus is immuno-oncology, right? Can you talk a little bit about, your approach and in terms of therapies, what the targets are?
Oh, yes. Well, invIOs was founded at the beginning of this year. Effectively, it was a spin-out of Apeiron Biologics. And now we've separated the companies. And what we did, we focused invIOs purely on immuno-oncology, meaning that all the assets at Apeiron, which dealt with cancer therapies, innovative cancer therapies, were transferred to this company with the staff. So that's just a bit of the introduction. And what we're doing in this company, we've developed a platform technology, a cell therapy, to treat solid tumors. And how do we do that? Well, I'll tell you a bit about that later.
Okay. Well, I mean, so that's interesting. I mean, there are some novel immuno-oncology therapies, and I'm sure you're well aware of this. I mean, there are, non-resistors and there's relapses. So what's special about the way that you target cancer?
Well, the special thing is that what we do is we treat patients, in this case, as I said, solid tumors, at directly bedside. It's a bedside or ambulatory treatment. This is unheard of because we have a turnaround time, a needle-to-needle time of less than 24 hours. The patient comes into the hospital, gets his blood taken, and goes back again and gets his blood given back. And in the meantime, we've done our magic with our EPIC cell therapy platform.
And talk to us about the pipeline at invIOs. I mean, you've got several products, and I think they're early stage, right?
That's right. Well, the first product is phase 1. We've already completed a phase 1, and we're doing another one right now, dose escalation, we're calling it. And quite simply what we're doing, using this platform, we target Cbl-b. Cbl-b is an E3 ligase and is a checkpoint inhibitor. Basically, we've recognized that this protein stops or does not activate the natural killer cells to kill tumors. And what we do by reducing the activity of this, or let's say blocking the checkpoint inhibitor, then the natural killer system and other innate and adaptive killings mechanisms get affected, and they start working.
And CBLB is what it's called. Does it work as a friend or foe for, say, PD-1 or PD-L1?
Yeah, well, PD-1 is the traditional checkpoint inhibitor. Cbl-b, it's come into the news recently because people have begun to realize that it does play a central role in the cell and does actually do things to tell the killer cells not to kill cancer cells, quite simply said. Right.
And so do you have clinical trials that are starting for some of these products?
Absolutely. So as I said, we have a clinical trial already completed for the APN-401. We call this project, which is the cell therapy focusing and targeting on Cbl-b. And we are right now ongoing. There's another phase 1 ongoing. Our second project in this platform is focusing on TILs, tumor-infiltrating lymphocytes, and there we treat glioblastoma as our main focus.
And so solid tumors are the targets here. Are you doing anything in terms of blood cancer or other areas of oncology?
No, not enough. The space is very crowded in that area. We don't need to do that yet, but of course, there is a possibility later on to do it.
Yeah, and in terms of cancer, I mean, we hear so much about CAR T cell therapy and other areas. Your technology is a cell therapy as well, but it takes a different approach.
Absolutely, it's an autologous cell therapy like CAR Ts. We have the big advantage. Number one, we have a much shorter needle to needle time. There's no central manufacturing needed. We have local manufacturing, as I said, bedside treatment, literally, outpatient treatment, which is not the same. And as opposed to CAR Ts, we don't have the typical cytokine storms, because the amount of actual activation is not just directed T cells, but also NK, B cells, and others as well.
And talk to me a little bit about the difference between autologous and allogeneic. Allogeneic seems to be where the industry wants to go, but there are certain challenges in getting there.
The biggest challenge I see is quite simply because allogeneic, from my viewpoint, is not taking the patient's own fresh cells, but using healthy donor cells mostly, right? And so that's where the biggest challenge comes, and trying to adjust to that. Obviously, there may be a future in it, but it's just too early to say. We think with our approach, we're a lot quicker. We've already shown that it's safe and well tolerated, and that with this approach, with this platform, we can really help many patients and improve their lives.
Well, very good. Well, it's great meeting you. And as a final question, I mean, we're here in the third day at Bio22. What is the big takeaway that you are going to be taking back to Austria with you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see everyone again. It's been a while, and as you can see on our LinkedIn post, we're having a lot of fun here. Yeah. The weather's great, and the events are fantastic. A lot of good people here. I'm very happy to be back in the scene again, and meeting so many great people.
Thank you. Well, thanks, Peter, and stay with us for continuing coverage from Bio 2022 here in San Diego.